Hey guys, LevelCap here. Today I have some pretty cool information about the new Star Wars DLC that we can expect in the future and some stuff that came out today. Now DICE has been pretty quiet about what's going on with the future of Star Wars Battlefront. We know that there's DLC coming, but we just really didn't have much of an idea on when and what. However, they did just release a new roadmap detailing what future DLC is going to consist of and some release dates for some of the upcoming DLC that's actually going to be available for everyone and expand the base game free of charge. Now what's releasing today is a new map and some new character skins for Luke and Han if you play them on Hoth, which is kind of cool. That was one of the nerdier criticisms of the game when it first launched, but their costumes don't really match up with the environment in those battle maps, and they're giving Luke his traditional Hoth costume as well as Han, so it makes a lot more sense, and frankly it makes it look much more immersive. Now the new map is called Raider Camp. It's going to be a Tatooine-based survival map. It's going to support the smaller game modes like Blast, Droid Run, Drop Zone, Hero Hunt, and Heroes vs. Villains. Now I realize that a lot of people were hoping for some more maps that supported Walker Assault, or maybe some more support for the Turning Point game mode, which I personally really enjoy. That unfortunately isn't coming out with the patch today. However, it is coming in February. Not only are all maps that currently support Walker Assault going to be updated to support Turning Point, which I think is really great, but they're even adding another Hoth map that's going to support Walker Assault, Turning Point, Fighter Squadron, and Supremacy. So that February update is actually going to be a very substantial one for anyone who enjoys Turning Point or even Walker Assault, because you're going to have one more map in the rotation. Now some of the other cool new things that have been added to the DLC or the patch today are the ability to create private matches. So if you have a group of friends and you want to just play a custom game amongst yourselves, you can now do that rather than just sort of the 1v1 game modes that you could do before. They're also adding daily challenges and community events. So basically these challenges will be similar to other games, and by completing them I assume they're going to give you like rewards and stuff that'll allow you to get more points to unlock skins and whatever else you want. Also, they're doing some general weapon balancing and game mode tweaks. We'll see if the DL44 remains the same. I think this is good. DICE is staying on top of things, updating the game as necessary. Still probably a bit lacking in content, even with the new map, just because it doesn't support Walker Assault or Turning Point, which are definitely some of the favorite game modes. But the new roadmap is actually promising quite a bit more content, and that's something I'm excited for. I think Battlefront right now is fun, but gets old fast. In the future, it could be actually a lot of fun and have enough variety to keep people in it for a much longer period of time. Now, not only is the new map today free and the new character skins free for anyone who bought the base game, but I believe the map coming out in February is going to be free to everybody, and there's a new Endor map coming out in March. So we're getting a new Hoth map and a new Endor map, and they're both going to support Walker Assault, Supremacy, and Turning Point. In addition to that, if you've enjoyed playing the survival missions and game modes, there's going to be a new survival mission on Hoth in February and a new survival map in March on Tatooine. Also, here's what's in store for the DLC. All of that stuff is, as far as I know, free. Everybody's going to get it, and this will be a very big step forward in bolstering the base game content that everyone has access to. I think it's a very good move on EA's part. And then, in addition to that, we're going to get all of the Season Pass stuff. So there's going to be a lot of new maps and a lot of new expansion stuff coming out, which has all been outlined for us. Now, the first paid-for DLC is also coming out in March, and it's called Star Wars Battlefront Outer Rim. Fight among the factories of Sullust and battle within Jabba the Hutt's palace on Tatooine. Then during the summer, we're getting Bespin. It's hunt or be hunted in this action-packed experience set in the Cloud City of Bespin. And during the fall, we're getting the Death Star DLC. That's No Moon, one of our most iconic locations in the Star Wars universe, makes its debut in Star Wars Battlefront. And then finally scheduled for an early 2017 release, we have another DLC, but that one has not been outlined. Either they haven't figured out what they're doing with it, or they just want to keep it a surprise. Now, definitely of the three DLCs that were actually given detail on, Bespin and the Death Star sound the most exciting. I wonder if they're going to incorporate game modes like Walker Assault on Bespin. Maybe, if they can figure out a way to get giant AT-ATs into Cloud City. I would support it. That would be awesome. Death Star for sure. I mean, I cannot wait to see what they do with some of the Death Star maps. Those DLCs sound very exciting. The first one that they detailed there was more maps on the same planets that we've already seen. Granted, fighting around Jabba the Hutt's palace sounds pretty cool to me, and who knows, a factory on Sullust could be neat. I mean, that stuff never really was quite big in the original trilogy lore, so the developers have quite a bit of freedom in what they want to do with that. Ultimately, though, we're getting a lot of free content in the next 2 months that is going to greatly bolster the basic offering of this game, which is great news for Star Wars Battlefront. And anyone who's purchased Star Wars Battlefront, well, there's going to be a lot of new content, and anyone who's been holding off on purchasing it because there has been a lack of content, people have been saying, hey, I got bored of it pretty quickly, well, that story might change come March. I mean, frankly, the February patch is going to be a pretty big deal for people already playing the game, but in March, with the extra new Endor map and another survival map, there'll be a grand total of 7 Walker Assault maps and 7 Turning Point maps. So that'll be a much bigger bolstering, considering that the game actually launched with 4 and then got updated to 5, which is still not that many in total. So 7 is a pretty big initial increase from 8, and is much closer to an acceptable number of maps for a big AAA shooter to launch with. I mean, I think 9 would still be a little bit more appropriate, but all things considered, it's good to see that DICE is at least trying to make amends for the way that the game launched and the main criticisms of it. Now, I'm going to be doing my best to keep you guys updated on the new maps, gun models, and character skins. I do have jury duty this week, so my ability to cover news and record gameplay is going to be significantly limited, but again, I will be doing my best, and hopefully I can get that information to you quickly. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. This is LevelCap, signing off.